early first half.
Yeah, a couple things that we're going to make sure we look at. We talked about it relative to the Nashville game. You saw a little bit of our center back tandem of Reyes and Nealis, a little disjointed, and created some opportunities there for Mukhtar. But tonight, let's see in the first 10-15 minutes as they work together and make sure that guys like Capetti don't get free themselves.
Capetti, 6 goals, 2 assists on the year. Swiderski, the top goal scorer for this Charlotte team, despite being in and out of the lineup a little bit with international duty with Poland. Reyes will drop it into the box for Cornell. Cornell takes an extra touch, plays it up towards midfield, skipping past Barlow. It'll be Omir Fernandez to try and run it down.
Keep an eye on Omir Fernandez, struggling a little bit. From which game was that he came on? Isn't that right there?
Toronto game?
Toronto game. That was exactly right, where he came on, had a little bump, struggled a little bit in Nashville. See if he can put together some quality minutes here for us.
So important when both he and Luquinhas are clicking. Ball played forward. Vargas, defended by Duncan. Back through the middle of the field. Red Bull will win it on the defensive half. Reyes. Frankie Amaya creeping forward. Thought about Barlow through the seam, but he was in an offside spot. Reyes, challenged by Capetti. Able to get around him. 4th minute, no score. Half number 1. Daniel Edelman will knock it back top part of the 18. Carlos Cornell. Cornell taking his time. A line of blue and red will now race for it. In the air, Privet. Second ball is won by Charlotte. Nealis able to win it back at midfield. Edelman leaving off for Reyes. Challenged immediately by Capetti. It's a premier matchup in this game tonight. Bouncing ball, middle of the field. Manuel knocks it left for Luquinhas. He will save it before it makes the sideline. With Tolkien on the overlap. Tolkien, the hero, off the PK the other night. Luquinhas, Edelman, Amaya 30 yards out. Plays wide right for Duncan. Corner of the box right side. Duncan leaves back off for Amaya. Bluffs the service against Bronico. Goes in the alley for Fernandez. Left back now for Kyle Duncan. Red Bull will reset. Edelman through the middle of the field. Feels pressure from Swiderski. Amaya, driven ball in. Deflected out by Charlotte. Tolkien will see it out of play. Last touch, they will say, by Charlotte. Original call from the AR was in Charlotte's favor, but overruled.
Well, you like the patience here of this Red Bull team. Okay, we just keep in possession, open the field up, creating a little bit of space on the wide sides, the wide channels. Here you see with Kyle Duncan on the right-hand side.
Duncan holds the possession, drops at midfield. Amaya chipped in for Barlow. See if the flag stays down. It does for a moment. Left here, Fernandez, 10 yards out. Manuel at the penalty spot, mishits it and plays it over the bar. Flag does wind up going out, going up. That would have been on Tom Barlow.
Well, offsides or not, let's be honest. Manuel has to be better right there and at least put it on frame, make the keeper make a save there. But again, good build up. You can't complain by the fact that this is a Red Bull team that's done a really good job with being patient, managing possession, just keeping the ball moving.
Malanda dropping back in the box. Colina playing his 3rd game in his career against New York. Creeping up here, the English native Nathan Byrne. Capetti back for Swiderski. He gives it away to Fernandez. Chip forward, Manuel, too much pace on it. Will roll in for Colina, who will stop it before it makes the end line. And take several touches inside his own 18. 7th minute, no score, first half. Matt Harmon, Steve Jolly here on the New York Red Bull Radio Network. Thanks for joining us wherever you might be listening. our website, Apple TV, Sirius XM-FC, channel 157. Malanda at midfield. Chested down Sean Nealis. Gets a return ball back from John Tolkien. Plays into the box for Cornell.
Matt, it's been a long time since we've seen a Red Bull team play that high up defensively on that first line of defense. And I absolutely love it. Let's put this back line under pressure as much as possible.
Charlotte, as we said, pretty good offensive team during the course of the regular season, but at or very near the bottom goals allowed. Toronto gave up 59, Miami gave up 54, Atlanta 53, then Charlotte right there at 52. Barlow challenging Malanda. Byrne and Laquinus do battle for it. Byrne, deflected ball for Maya. Across for Fernandez, about 30 yards out. Waiting, looking for help. Leaves for Edelman. Second touch. An angled ball for Duncan on the right side. Back now Sean Nealis, center circle on the attacking half. Nealis will chip it, look for Tolkien. First and second ball won by Charlotte, who will play it high and long. Nealis takes it out of the air, plays it out off the near sideline. And a throw-in coming for a Charlotte FC team, which went 4-8-5 during the course of the regular season in regular season games on the road. Malanda, Kalina. Uronen, a touch. Here's Capetti. Good turn on Nealis. Swiderski has it. Laquinus working back, re-wins it for New York. Through the seam. Manuel did not continue his run. A little miscommunication there. Manuel was open, so was Fernandez.
I think it's the right idea by Laquinus. Like, he had a nice direct ball. Manuel, like, you gotta run, man. That's your greatest strength. Take advantage of it.
Swiderski. Good switch to the right. Capetti. Here's Józwiak joining. Good ball in. Swiderski. Cornell off his line. That's a combination to keep an eye on all night. Yeah. Józwiak, who has been a forward in his time, has now dropped a little bit deeper, and really a dangerous combination between the two Polish internationals on that right side.
Yeah, Józwiak with a great diagonal ball, just missed. You can just see right there just how quick how dangerous this Charlotte team can be.
Fernandez looks like he is fouled. Play on. Manuel in the box. Hits it with his right foot and scores! It's another dream start for New York in the 10th minute. And it's the Charlotte nemesis, Elias Manuel, who's got his 4th in his career. A great play on by the referee, Ishmael Elfath. As Fernandez was fouled, the whistle didn't take place. Chipped into the box by Edelman. Finished with confidence by Manuel.
Man, you love just the intensity Edelman brings to a game, but in this situation, he just wins it on the header, comes back to him, nice little weighted ball to Manuel. We've asked him for the last 15, 20 minutes since we've been on air, Manuel, step up, be that goal scorer that this team desperately needs, and man, did he finish it to that back post so exceptionally well. What a great start the first 10 minutes here for this Red Bull team.
Sometimes against a team, for whatever the reason, you just feel it a little bit more. That's Manuel's 4th goal against Charlotte. Good job by Edelman to chip it and give it to him in a spot where he can play. Red Bull here in the 11th minute, leading 1-0. Ensuing kickoff goes into the box for Cornell.
Such a good goal. You love to see a team rewarded with that intensity defensively, just having that high line, being smart, being patient, which we haven't seen in a long time with possession. Love it.
Bronico regains possession. Vargas dropped in for Uronen. Kalina chipping it up towards the halfway line. Reyes will settle under it. Chesting it down. Challenged by Capetti. Capetti now onside. Capetti inside the 18. He will take a shot, and Cornell with the save. off his left hand. Big save by Coronel. Steve, catching on the replay, it's a bad decision by Reyes.
It was a very bad decision. No question about it. But what's more important is that as Capetti kind of looks up and tries to find that back post, it's Carlos Coronel who has done it time and time again over the last couple years, coming up with a big save when this team needs it.
No reason for Reyes there to chest it down with pressure around him.
I mean, it just, you lose perspective sometimes on the idea that at the end of the day, as a defender, your first responsibility is just to defend. So if you got to clear the ball, clear the ball.
Charlotte will put 6 inside the 18. Ronan will take the corner. Hit towards the back post. Too high for Capetti. Up in the air. Coronel will get it. The offside flag had come up anyway. Coronel will elect to fall on the ground. That's one to mark, though, because Steve, as good as he's been and as talented as he is, you got to have full focus if you're Andres Reyes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just probably the harshest constructive criticism that we can have of him, is that he loses focus sometimes, whether that's positionally or making decisions like he did. You know, you just kind of, you know, sometimes you just got to dumb the game down a little bit, and if it means that you have to kind of clear it out and wait for another battle, then clear it out.
Foul on Kyle Duncan. Restart by Charlotte. Ishmael Elfath will make Charlotte restart it again. The captain, Ashley Westwood, will take it. Such an important signing for Charlotte. The 33-year-old captain out of England, time with Burnley and Aston Villa. All over the top, Reyes able to head it before it gets there to Swiderski.
So you take the goal, you take the first 15 minutes of a good performance, you make sure that you don't do anything foolish, you stay organized, you're constantly vocal, making sure that everybody kind of doesn't kind of tune out in any capacity. And, you know, you go into a situation, worst case scenario, you go to locker room 1 up. I know we've still got 30 minutes of playing time here, but get back to the fundamentals of what has made this a good first 15 minutes, and that's just that high line of pressure, being organized defensively, and keeping patience with your possession.
14th, now 15th minute. Red Bull up 1-0. The goal for Elias Manuel. From small business to personal checking, Provident, the bank that's committed to you, and it's a commitment you can count on. Provident Bank, the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls. Tolkien, the quick restart. Looking in for Barlow. Knocked down by Amaya. Comes to Edelman, 35 yards out. Across the middle of the field, Fernandez. Holds off a challenge. Amaya plays it to the back post. Too high for Kyle Duncan to get.
I wouldn't mind if they called that foul on top of the box of Omir Fernandez. Give us an opportunity with a set piece, 23 yards out.
Goal kick here for Charlotte. Steve, as much as I agree with what you said about this is what we need to do, to me this game, more than any other this year, we've seen it so many times, go and get a second goal.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think where you're going to get that goal is doing exactly what you did in the first 15 minutes. What I really like seeing us, and you see it right here, this high line, Manuel, like for the, month, maybe 6 weeks of the season, I was probably his harshest critic.
Yes, you were.
I just could not understand why he just didn't sit on top of that or on the shoulder of the last defender and capitalize on his greatest strength, which is pace. You can see that when he creates space for himself, he's a dangerous, dangerous player. Like, and in some cases, like what we talked about, let Barlow do all the nasty work, and then you run off him. Barlow's good at that nasty work thing.
Charlotte possession. Juzviak, foul on Andres Reyes, who takes down Capetti. Steve, there's a reason when you look at it statistically, thinking of going and getting that second goal, that Charlotte gave up 52 goals during the course of the year, so put them under pressure.
You got to. And then in this situation, you know, not only are you putting them under pressure, this is a team that has proven over the course of the entire season, Charlotte, to give up leads. You know, so like, why give them any optimistic view or optimistic thought of this game? Like, if you can get another goal before halftime, that would be absolutely wonderful. And quite frankly, you keep playing the way you did in the first 10, 15 minutes, those opportunities will come.
Barlow open on the right side. Stops, holds things up, leaves to Duncan. Middle of the field, attacking half, Edelman. Great ball across from right to left. Tolkien serves one in, gets deflected, comes back out to Bronico. A step in by Edelman to control it. Fernandez 20 yards out, leaves for Duncan 25 yards out. His chip inside the 18, cleared by Byrne. Nealis heads it in the air. Duncan heads it in the air. Manuel called for a foul on Andrew Privet. The Charlotte back line that you would have thought would feature Bill Tuiloma, former player out of Portland. The move, though, to Privet over the course of the last several games, a young back line, especially in that center back spot. Malanda 21, Privet 23. So Capetti down right now inside the center circle being checked on.
Trying to see a replay here. It looked like it was just Sean Nealis kind of stepped on him a little bit. He'll be okay.
Go to the 19th minute. New York leading 1-0.
Matt, it looks like both Kyle Duncan and John Tolkien, or as we commonly refer to him as J-My here, have been given the green light tonight. I mean, they are both getting forward, and it seems to me that they have been told, go, make sure that you are a part of the offense in the final third, be an extra number, be an extra body.
Capetti taking his time, which is allowing his Charlotte teammates to work through some early issues. It's a Charlotte FC team that, if you listen to or follow it on social media, there has been some thought that the team has not overly flourished with Christian Latanzio, and sometimes the style of play has not really
Are you stirring it up a little bit here, buddy?
Talking.
Man.
Just talking.
Some will say.
Just two guys talking on a Wednesday.
Just some will say. Man, I feel like I'm in high school.
Someone passed me a note.
Just chirping, aren't you?
Our research assistant gave me that.
Oh, yeah.
Privet off on the left side.
He got it at his middle school?
Yes.
Like,
That's what they were talking about at the lunch table.
found out that Frankie was dating Susie and Charlotte coach isn't liked. Imagine that.
Byrne plays it out. It'll be a Red Bull throw-in for John Tolkien. 3 goals, 6 assists for Tolkien on the year. His last goal, clearly the biggest in his career, you would think.
We haven't probably spoke enough of, I think, the evolution of Frankie Amaya and Daniel Edelman and how they play the 2 6s.
Good ball from Amaya on cue for Duncan. Right side, 10 yards off the end line. Duncan looking for a spot to serve. Vargas works back defensively. Takes that out on the far side. Throw-in coming for New York.
And I say that right when Frankie Amaya plays a 35-yard diagonal ball. It seems that Edelman, they used to be sitting right next to each other on 6s. Now it seems like Frankie Amaya over the last, let's say, month has gotten a little bit more encouraged to get forward and probably is told to get forward a little bit more and be involved in the offense.
Duncan's throw-in found the head of Sean Nealis. Fernandez trying to keep it alive. Popped in the air by Vargas. Nealis heads it down. Can't connect with Barlow. Steve, I would agree. At times it's a 4-1-3-2.
What's that again?
Maya pushed up pretty high.
A
4-1-3-2.
Okay. Not a 4-2-2-2-2.
No,
But
2-2.
Yeah. All I know is he's good, and he is playing with some of his best soccer, and you can see that he's really flourishing in the system, and I think he's flourishing under Coach Troy Lesesne.
Duncan's throw-in for Manuel, too high. Edelman able to win it back. Fernandez chested down by Manuel as he turns and spins. Cannot keep it in at the corner flag. Goal kick for Charlotte in the 22nd minute. Red Bull up 1-0.
What's the score?
1-0.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Sounds good. I can't remember the first last time up 1-0 in the first 15 minutes.
Kyle Duncan and Enzo Capetti do battle for it. Will be ruled as a throw-in. Red Bull thought it was a handball on Capetti. Capetti thought it was a foul on Duncan. Long throw by Duncan. Ahead for Manuel. One back by Byrne. He's going to leave it off for Kalina. Here comes Tom Barlow, top of the 18. Off to the left side, Privet. He'll chip it forward, look for Capetti. Reyes out of the air. He and Sean Neal is two of the best in Major League Soccer at winning balls in the air. Fight for it in the center circle. Comes down to Edelman. Marquinhos comes away with it, but a foul is called on New York. Will allow Charlotte to restart things at the halfway line. Ball on the seam for Capetti. Reyes comes over from his right side at center back to the left side of the field. Leads for Sean Nealis up the line. Tolkien needing some help. Doesn't have anything. He'll go backwards towards the end line. Look to chip it off. Juzviak does not. Red Bull able to work out of trouble. Marlowe can't maintain possession. Comes to Malanda. In for Capetti. Offside flag comes up.
You can see Coach Troy Lesesne off his bench having a couple words with Tom Barlow. Just watching Troy on the sidelines, it's like an emotional roller coaster. He lets it. It's all
over him.
It's all over there. There's no hiding. You know exactly how he feels every single moment of the game.
Bronico trying to go through traffic. Amaya wins it back. Edelman able to pop it for Luquinhas. Here comes Luquinhas, 30 yards out. He's taken down by Malanda.
It's got to be card.
Red Bull will have a set piece here about 25 yards out. I thought that might have been card worthy, Steve.
I definitely think it's a card right there.
And there it is.
There we go. He does a really good job just trying to get to the ball, but fortunately for him, this was Luquinhas that was going with pace to goal, and now you would assume it's John Tolkien who's going to step up to this, and literally the perfect spot for a free kick, meaning that you're 25 yards out, you're in front of the goal, you got both sides of the post to go after, but you also have some space in terms of just getting it over the wall.
Put it on frame, right? Gotta put it on frame.
It's a lesson that I learned very, very young back in high school. Used to play with a guy that was really good at taking shots and putting it on frame. He wasn't the greatest soccer player, but he put it on frame and magic happened. That was Andy Smith.
6-person wall, though a little disjointed. Tolkien will hit it and will score! Charlotte completely confused with how they set their wall up. The magic of John Tolkien continues in the month of October. Jamai strikes, and Red Bull's got a 2-0 lead in the 26th minute. Confidence is a killer.
You just love the confidence of Jamai right now. Just comes up with that left foot, bends it to that near post for him, and man, nothing the keeper could do about that. That's just an incredible top of the line finish here in the 25th minute. It's hard not to root for that guy, huh?
He is fun to watch. He is fun to watch. So
we got that second goal you were requesting, Matt, and man, we're 27 minutes into this game, and it's so important that we kind of, I mean, you can't give this Charlotte team any confidence right now.
Give them no life.
Yeah, give them no life. Continue to do exactly what you're doing. Just being a nuisance defensively. Your high line is looking really good right now, Red Bull. And continue, just keep possession. The game will open up to yourself, and you got to think that Charlotte's really questioning their confidence right now.
Tolkien down for Luquinhas, left sideline. Deflected out. It will be a throw-in for a Charlotte FC team, which clearly is shaken right now. Red Bull leads 2-0. Manuel and Tolkien, your goal scorers. Dropped into the box. Kalina. Nealis the step forward. Amaya knocks it down. Luquinhas. 35 yards out. Luquinhas. Back and forth. Fernandez. Luquinhas 20 yards out. Duncan on the overlap. Diagonal ball back was looking for Luquinhas. First and second won by Charlotte. Cleared up towards the halfway line. Capetti in a full sprint against Reyes. Schwiderski is open across the side. Westwood taken down by Amaya, and here is a chance for Charlotte in the 28th. Will probably be the 29th minute when they strike it to get one back. It'll go from about 30 yards out. New York probably fortunate it wasn't called the first foul when Edelman got involved with Capetti. Don't give life to Charlotte.
No.
Westwood and Schwiderski around it. New York with the wall 20 yards in front of Carlos Cornell.
You have to think that he's going to put this one on frame.
Schwiderski, a team high 12 goals. Comes and approaches, hits with his left foot. Off target, but not by much.
Oh, man. Listen, nobody can question Schwiderski's talent. Man, did he only miss that upper 90 by just literally inches. That just shows you the importance of making sure that you do not give up any fouls outside the box, because that guy can hit it.
'30th minute. Step here by Vargas on the right sideline. Good win back by Kyle Duncan. Reyes, direct ball. Edelman leaves it for Duncan. Played out by Vargas. Throw in for New York. Got to manage these next 15 minutes. Barlow ahead for Manuel. Gets around Privet. Numbers coming forward for New York. Early ball in for Manuel. Maybe could have held it a little longer. It'll be cleared out by the back four. Then Manuel comes in at the last second before Uronen.
Who is this guy?
This is a guy that wants to play playoff soccer.
I love it. This is fun to watch.
Edelman heading it in the air. Amaya dispossessing for a second. Privet there, win the second ball. Reyes under no pressure will collect. 31st minute, New York leading 2-0. Ball from Sean Nealis, bouncing forward. Kalina way off his line. It comes down to Manuel, 35 yards out, and he tries to put it back on target. Way off there, but kind of fun to watch there for a second.
Yeah, the odds were not in our favor that he was going to put that one on frame, but I got to tell you, I am completely and utterly okay with a confident striker right now, at least trying that, especially when you're 2 up.
Here's Byrne with possession. Off to his right. Juzviak. Świderski. Bender. Juzviak. Malanda on a yellow card. That would be a guy for me. Red Bull should challenge going forward every single time they can. Make him make a decision. Do I go in for a tackle? Do I not go in for a tackle? It's only 21, young player.
Preach. Preach, Harmon, preach.
33rd minute. You could not have asked for a better first half hour.
This is a team that we haven't seen in a long time. Let's be honest. I love seeing the high line. I love seeing all the pressure that we're putting on. You can see we gained possession right there almost on their half of the field. Love to see a confident 2 front runners.
Yellow card coming on Enzo Copetti as he takes down Daniel Edelman.
That's exactly what you want. That's frustration.
That's frustration.
Yep. And if there's anybody that does a better job in Major League Soccer to frustrate players, it's Daniel Edelman.
Copetti, the 27-year-old DP out of Argentina. He does a lot of chatter on the field.
I would think that he plays similar to the way you played back in the mid-'70s.
Chirping?
Back in your day. Like,
Chippy and chirping.
Yeah, you're just chirping.
Chippy and chirping.
That's what you were doing. That's your game.
It's all right. Well, you got to play to your strength.
No, I agree. I can see you just like getting in people's heads, face, and just doing whatever's necessary.
Hey, man, you're not real good. I'm not either, but I know you're not real good. Privet. One in the air by Reyes. It's taken down by Copetti again.
Here we go.
And Copetti just got the no more fouls, the wave of the arms from Elfab, which I can appreciate in a playoff game, but if it's a foul and potentially another card, why are you giving him another chance?
Well, I think the only way we'll truly appreciate that is if he backs his own word, and if we see it again in some capacity in the next, whatever, 55 minutes, that he does exactly that and takes him out of the game. You only do that, it's like, come on.
Edelman, right for Duncan. Back to Edelman. 35th minute, deflected up in the air. Reyes will get there before Copetti. Played out off the head of Andres Reyes, and a throw-in coming for Charlotte around the halfway line. Thrown back for Privet, in for Westwood. Switching the point of attack, Charlotte's attacking right side, Malanda. Ahead, Juzviak. Westwood's touch all the way back into his 18. Kalina restarting on the left, Privet.
Final 10 of this half. Can't rest on your laurels here. Do exactly what you've been doing for the first 35 minutes. Just grind it out if you have to just get in that locker room. Don't give this Charlotte team a whiff of any optimism whatsoever.
Steve, watch the next time Charlotte has possession for a little bit. They've taken both of their outside backs, Uronen and Byrne, and they're pinching them in almost to act as midfield players. See if Red Bull can kind of exploit that, and they've dropped Juzviak and Vargas back pretty deep. Off a Red Bull throw-in, Fernandez a win. Juzviak with possession, comes to Westwood, chipping forward, Świderski. Reyes has a hit, 30 yards out. Off target, goal kick for Kalina in the 37th. A 2-0 Red Bull advantage. Winner of the game tonight goes to Cincinnati for an 8 o'clock kick at TQL Stadium on Sunday.
I gotta tell you, there's a part of me that feels a little bad and putting the pressure on the Charlotte team, saying at the beginning of the show that this was even my favorite team in North Carolina, which obviously is the core of Carolina.
Tolkien in for Manuel. 10 yards out. Manuel! Have a day! Number 11. It's 3 for New York in the first 37 minutes. A brace for Manuel. Red Bull absolute domination at home.
What can I say? What can I say? He's now my guy. That's my guy right there. Just hitting the back post like it ain't no thing. What you love about this first touch is he turns, he's not looking at anybody else. That's what you want in a striker with playing with nothing but confidence, plays on the high line, gets it high, that first wonderful touch to the inside, and just bangs it to that back post.
I mean, Steve, nobody 10 yards near him.
Yeah, just poor defending, but an incredible finish, and man, we've got a who is this guy? I love it.
A different version of Elias Manuel, who now has 5 goals in his career against Charlotte. 3-0. New York leads. I'll keep saying it. Don't give Charlotte any life. Luquinhas for Edelman. Ahead for Manuel. And Steve, makes Cincinnati think a little bit going into the first game. If you get there.
You went there. You went there.
Because I think it's fair. They're sitting and watching this.
Yeah, they're looking at it in this game, in this first 35 minutes, and saying this is not the Red Bull team that we've seen throughout the entire 2023 season. We talked about this team kind of reversing the narrative a little bit. Let's be honest. Again, this is a Red Bull team that over the last 6 games of the regular season, no team had more points, 13.
Ball flicked in, Edelman, Fernandez, onside, inside the 18. Circling, Fernandez, left side, stops it at the end line. Lost track of it for a second. Tapped out of play by Nathan Byrne. 6 in stoppage time remaining in this first half. New York 3-0, leading Charlotte.
I mean, my point is you go into this situation knowing that you're an 8th seed, you have home field advantage. You've been playing good soccer recently. You get a great result and a great ending against a team with the high quality of Nashville. You come into this game with confidence, and we're seeing that right now.
Amaya tries the volley, top of the 18, offline. Goal kick for Charlotte, who you have to think, Steve, their head is spinning right now.
Charlotte?
Yes.
Yeah, they want to get in that locker room, like immediately. The coaching staff, too. I mean, at this point, you've got a lot of guys not in the blue and white jersey on that bench who are basically praying right now to get something out of this last 5 minutes.
Barlow gives it away. Manuel had an opportunity to look for Luquinhas. Fernandez keeps the pressure on. Bronico leads it off. Charlotte creeping upfield. O'Ronan. Long ball in. Capetti heading it down. Reyes there. It'll get run back down by Świderski. Duncan saves the corner. Will give the throw in, but a great hustle play there by Kyle Duncan. Vargas swinging it in. Goes past Juzviak. Cornell will take a touch and grab it.
Yeah, he's going to take some time, Carlos Cornell. Always a kind of leader for this team on and off the field, and he's been so smart in terms of managing minutes and slowing it down a little bit and having no fear just to kind of plug it down on the other side of the field and restart itself a little bit. Man, this back line of Charlotte, as they try to build out of the back, they don't want any part of this high line. I mean, we haven't said much about Tom Barlow offensively yet, but defensively, he's been absolutely incredible. You got to give the man some mad props in terms of just what he is. We talked about Edelman being a nuisance. How about Tom Barlow up top of the first line of defense?
Tapped out by Amaya. Throw in for Byrne. Thrown backwards for Malanda. 42nd minute. It's a 3-goal advantage for New York in the first half of the wild card round in Major League Soccer. John Tolkien will take a throw in. In for Barlow. Trying to get around Byrne. Ball goes out, and it will be a Red Bull throw in with 3 and stoppage time remaining. Coming up at halftime, we will hear from the weekly media session from Red Bull head coach Troy Lesesne. We'll throw a break in there as well, and Steve and I will be back for the second 45 minutes. Reyes, switch from left to right. Too high for Duncan against Vargas. Duncan able to get there. Vargas wins it. Foul coming on Kyle Duncan. Charlotte will try for a quick restart. Now will allow players to push forward a bit. Westwood on the left side. Privet dropping top part of the 18. Kalina. Red Bull will retreat a little bit here. We go to the 44th minute. 2 and stoppage time remaining. Kalina, 50-50 ball. Edelman getting there first. It goes off the head of Edelman. It'll be a Charlotte throw-in.
It's been a long, long time, Matt. We've seen so much joy in the south side of this stadium. Love seeing the singing and dancing.
Tolkien's throw coming on the attacking side for New York. In for Luquinhas. Józwiak. Edelman. Luquinhas gets it back. Edelman with possession. The floating ball to his right for Duncan. Vargas works back. Reyes and Duncan try and combo forward. Too many touches there for Kyle as it goes out off the far sideline, and it's a throw-in coming for Charlotte FC.
Is this the 5th goal now, Manuel, against Carolina?
Charlotte throw left side.
You know my friends in Charlotte. They're not happy with me right now, and I love every bit of it. You remember how much stick they gave us when
we got a lot of grief.
A lot of grief. And they didn't even buy us a beer. Like
2 years in a row.
I think they forced us to buy the
2
beer.
years in a row.
Like, which is like a little ridiculous, but now this is karma right now, and I love every aspect of it.
Amaya and Westwood do battle for it. We'll see how much stoppage time there will be. A minute or 2 would be my guess. Edelman leaving back for Reyes. Duncan in for Amaya. He'll elect to just play it out, let his team reset. New York trying to make sure they close this half out and go up with a 3-goal advantage. 2 minutes of stoppage time. We've hit 45 on the clock. Amaya down for Fernandez. Manuel playing out wide right. Barlow. Touch left for Edelman, 25 yards out. Manuel, top part of the circle. Amaya skipping to his left. This is John Tolkien with it. Corner of the box left side. Serve is deflected down by Byrne. Back to Amaya. Across for Reyes. Duncan, right sideline. Patiently plays against Vargas. Red Bull retreating, and then Duncan lost contact with it. Throw in here for Charlotte. Westwood playing back for Malanda. Privet. O'Ronan. Duncan stepping in. Down the middle, Capetti. Nealis able to pop it in the air. Now Vargas playing it down. This is Amaya. Chips it into Cornell. Westwood. Middle of the field. 40 yards out. Forward for Józwiak. Left for Vargas. His shot deflected down. Combination of Amaya and Reyes. Now played across. Tolkien, bouncing ball inside the 6. Kick save made by Cornell. Here comes Laquinius coming forward. Barlow in space. That's 2 big stops tonight from Carlos. Again, just see the half out now. Edelman holding it. Not much remaining in this first half. Laquinius, corner of the box, left side. Curling back out. Continues his possession. Goes through and around Capetti. Duncan on the right side. He'll look for an opportunity to get one in. Chips in with his left foot. Back post for Tolkien. Curls out. And that will take us to the break, Steve. A fantastic 45 minutes for this New York Red Bull team.
Easily the best 45 minutes that we've seen in 2023. It has been a long, long time since we've seen the energy. I mean, just the commitment to defend high. Like, this is what we saw from 2015 to 2018, a team that had all the confidence in the world to keep it on their side of the field. I mean, Charlotte's side of the field, put some pressure on them, and also have confidence to know that slow it down a little bit, keep possession, open the field up, let your guys, where we have a lot of success out wide, the Duncans of the world, the Tolkiens of the world, and be involved. But hey, the 2 big players tonight, Manuel with the goals, and man, Carlos Cornell with some big saves here tonight as well.
Big saves, and will take New York into the locker room leading 3-0. We promise you some media week availability from Red Bull head coach Troy Lesesne. Here it is. We'll see you in a little bit.
You talked about after the game on Saturday, the team needed to reset physically and mentally. Do you think that they have done that over this time, and how do you feel about the preparation?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, but what I would say is immediately Sunday, whenever we came in, you could see the guys were a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, but also ready to refocus on the task at hand. And I think that's been the case Sunday, Monday, and now today, Tuesday. And we have a big opportunity in front of us, and we want to take advantage of that.
Next, we go to Mark Fishkin.
Coach, you played two draws against Charlotte during the regular season. They are in great form as well, as both teams have pushed for the postseason and now find themselves here. What do those games tell you, if anything, about what to expect on Wednesday night?
Yeah, they tell us a lot, even though they're both one was in June, I want to say, or July, June, July, and then the other one was earlier in the season, much earlier, April. They tell us a couple things. I'd say, number one, before we speak about those matches, the form that they're in right now, we definitely are aware of and we respect. And I think it's so interesting, both teams over the course of the last 7-8 matches. If you just took those 7 or 8 matches, I think we would be towards the top of our conference, and they would be, Charlotte would be right there as well. And that's what it took for both teams to get into this position after, not being above the playoff line for a lot of the season for both of us. And the way that they've gone about it is really true to their style of play. And I really, really respect how they set their team up and how they have a clear identity. And so we got to see that in Charlotte as it relates to the matches we played. We got to see that in Charlotte. I think that they played in their identity in a really big way, and they moved us around. They have some really interesting rotations with players. They have some very dynamic players and players like Vargas, who's, extremely hot right now. Capetti, Swiderski's obviously a top player, and many more. Kalina is a very good goalkeeper as well. But then when we came back home and played them a little bit later in the season, I think they actually showed us that they're not only capable of being very good with the ball, but they're also capable of playing direct, playing in transition, and hurting you in different ways. So we have to be prepared in all phases, as their form is really, really good right now. And I think that they're hitting on all cylinders. And again, we're excited about the challenge.
Next, we have Michael Batista.
Coach, Charlotte FC is a team that, of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, they have allowed the second most goals. And of all the Eastern Conference teams this year, they are tied for allowing the 4th most goals. How do you think the Red Bulls can take it? You also said yourself that in the last 4 games, they've turned it on. I think 3 of the last 4 have been clean sheets, and the only one they allowed goals in was against Inter Miami, which was another hot team towards the end of the season. Could you, or was trying to make the playoffs, could you tell me how Red Bulls are going to counter that and take advantage of the team, even to try and get them back into that mode where they were allowing all those goals?
I'd say for us, in relationship to that, we want to continue to try to be more dynamic, more creative with the ball in transition to create opportunities. Against Nashville, that was the area that I was probably most disappointed in, is we never really tested them. And again, credit to Nashville, number one. They're really hard to break down. But we need to get back to what we've been doing the last few weeks in terms of chance creation and just our idea with the ball. But in relationship to the statistics itself, for Charlotte, I would say for playoff matches, you can kind of put all those things to the side. Of course, there's trends and there's things that both teams will look at in terms of the statistics, but I would just say it's a completely different ballgame now in a playoff match. And both of us experienced what a playoff match feels like the other day, Charlotte versus Miami at home and then us away at Nashville. So I think both of us will be prepared to have a similar feeling in this match where it's chances come few and far between. And whenever you have those opportunities, you have to take them.
Next, we go to Gary Redmond.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. Omar Fernandez was substituted at 56 minutes on Saturday. What's his condition like for this Wednesday? Is he good to go, or is his injury status day to day?
Yeah, we're hoping that Omir will continue to make the progress towards getting back to 100% fit, but he took a really hard challenge, if you can remember, against Cincinnati, that he just came on as a reserve and had to come right back off. And that's something that he's been fighting. And against Toronto, you saw him fight it in a big way. He was one of our most dangerous players whenever he was on the field. And versus Nashville the other day, again, I think he's not quite at 100%, but we know how important Omir is to our group. So he's going to fight through that for the team, and hopefully he's going to be feeling good on Wednesday night.
Next, we go to James Burrow.
Thanks, Troy. Congrats on qualifying for the playoffs. Obviously, you've coached in USL playoffs before and in cup matches this year with the Red Bulls. But this being your first MLS playoff match as head coach, how have those experiences helped you to prepare for tomorrow night? And what are you looking forward to in that first playoff game?
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to the opportunity. That's for sure. I've said that a couple times now, but that's how I feel, and it's something that we worked hard on all year to create this for the club. And we're not satisfied with just getting into the playoffs. We want to try to progress as far as we can. That said, I do think that what I said a few minutes ago applies to this question, which is we had the benefit of feeling what a playoff match felt like the other night. The time was running out. We had to make decisions as a staff about who to bring on. It's 0-0, but really we're down in the situation. We have to win. And that type of circumstance and scenario is potentially what we're going to see in terms of the urgency that we have to create to either go and win the game or try to, protect a lead. And so I'm really happy that we were able to experience that and what that felt like. And I can say that we stayed calm in that moment and we tried to make the best decisions that would help us get a result. And that's what we're going to have to do tomorrow night.
Next, we go to Daniel Forenstein.
Afternoon, Troy. Hope you're doing well. Who do you have to watch out for Charlotte when you're taking them on tomorrow night? Obviously, there's Ben Bender, who's had your number a little bit these last two seasons, and of course Brant Rondico. Outside of them, who else you have to worry about for the match tomorrow night?
Yeah, Ben, I'm not sure if Ben will be available. He's been out for a few weeks, but he is a talented player. I had the pleasure of actually coaching his older brother at the Charlotte Independence. So there's a link to Charlotte and the Benders. But I don't know if he's going to be available. Swiderski's a little bit of a question mark, I think, for them as well. I think he had to come off in the last match. But he's a top player. Capetti obviously is someone that is a handful, and he's really coming into form. Vargas has really been coming into form, and then Kalina, the way he performed the other night is really impressive, and he's one of the top goalkeepers in the league. There's no doubt about that. But I think beyond their individual players, what impresses me the most is how they work as a group together. And I think that they have a similar mentality as ours. They don't stop fighting. They don't stop believing. And they have a very, very clear way about the way they try to go and play the game.
Next, we'll go to Joe Pantorno.
Hey, Troy, thanks so much for doing this. There's been a lot of talk, throughout this press conference here about the concept of being hot. And both, obviously, you and Charlotte have been playing very well down the stretch just to get here. But do you believe in the notion, I guess, that, a team can get hot at the right time like yourselves, and maybe that adds a little bit of a different dimension in terms of their danger heading into the playoffs? Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for that. I hope that's the case. And I would say that whoever wins this match between the two of us, it's going to be a really, really difficult opponent for Cincinnati, whoever progresses, because to your point, both teams are in really good form right now and have had to fight. That feeling of having to fight for something and make it into the playoffs builds a lot of resiliency and a lot of toughness, and that's what you need to get into the playoffs and then make a run in the playoffs. So I think there's absolutely something to that, and hopefully it works more in our favor than Charlotte's tomorrow night.
Next,
there we go. Okay, good. Troy, first of all, congratulations on extending the streak. I know you talked about that a little bit after the match against Nashville, but for me, Kopetti is also a very dangerous player. He's, when healthy, a very talented striker, and we know Swiderski has been hot, and they've had a good partnership. They've been developing good chemistry. So how do you feel that how do you go about denying their connection, the service to Kopetti, denying Swiderski the ball? We know how good this team has been defensively. So what do you think will be some of the keys to be able to try and contain them?
Yeah, they're two very talented players, and I think that they have a dynamic connection between the two of them. And even if Swiderski may not be available, I'm not sure about that one, then Vargas and Kopetti also have some really good link-up play. For us, we have to, similar to the way we just defended against Surge and Hani Mukhtar, we have to be aware of where they are. But we also can't be overly aggressive, because someone like Kopetti is also good about running in behind and using his body to be able to roll you and get into good situations that way. I'd say that the more that we're able to work as a unit and have players that are not only shifting and stepping out in the back line, but then having our midfielders close back and be able to double down to create 2v1s. This is something that's going to be very important for not only the players that you mentioned, but I think for their entire team, because they have other weapons that can hurt you as well.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. Yes! Can't even sleep till I go God mode and some poor soul rage quits. Boom! So I stay up and stay fueled with a Baconator, because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad right now?
That and destroying your world.
Come on!
Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later. Got 'em.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Red Bull fan.
3, 2, 1. Command has been given. Crank them up.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah!
Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
it's the Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
And the green flag is in the air.
Listen to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Yes! We did it!
Hi, everybody. Christopher Mad Dog Russo here. Familiar? You should be. Well, now you can catch Mad Dog's Daily Bite each day as a podcast, where you'll hear my thoughts and opinions on the biggest topics around the world of sports. NFL, baseball, golf, NBA, even the hockey. That you know you can count on. That's Mad Dog's Daily Bite. Drops daily anywhere you get your podcasts. And you can also hear me weekdays 3 to 6 Eastern on Mad Dog Unleashed, Sirius XM Channel 82, or anytime on the SXM app.
Nobody brings you the excitement of Formula One racing like SiriusXM.
Let's go, come on!
Hear every thrilling lap of a worldwide championship chase.
Verstappen takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton couldn't hold him off.
Comprehensive pre- and post-race coverage.
That was the best race I've ever seen.
And a weekly insider look at the F1 circuit every Wednesday on SXM Wheel to Wheel.
There's been plenty going on both on and off track.
The 2023 Formula One season on SiriusXM Channel 81 and the SXM app.
Soccer's biggest clubs play in the English Premier League, and you could hear them in action every week on Sirius XM FC.
A five-star show from Manchester City.
From the traditional powers
Liverpool have been incredible tonight. Manchester United may just have won it.
to the new kids on the block.
Newcastle United, they have lived off.
All the top teams.
A quick-fire double from Chelsea.
Every match.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur.
Only on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
You gotta love sports. Listen to Shine on Sports with me, Adam Shine, every weekday from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
The biggest sporting events happen on Sirius XM Sports. Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Our engineer, my partner Steve Jolly, I'm Matt Harmon. This is the New York Red Bull Radio Network. Thanks for listening to us tonight, as you always do at NewYorkRedBulls.com. Tonight at Sirius XM FC, Channel 157, we're going to lead you in to game number 2 on the satellite side of things, that Kansas City-San Jose game, and by using the drop-down menu on your Apple TV feature, watching us along with MLS Season Pass. New York getting a pair from Elias Manuel and a goal from John Tolkien. They are 45 minutes away from taking on Cincinnati in the next round. It is New York who starts with it. Left here for Barlow. Over the top, Manuel. In for Fernandez. He's at the end line. Fernandez plays it across the 6. Hand save by Kalina. Manuel going back for Tolkien. Able to keep the pressure on. This is Frankie Amaya, left sideline. Tolkien playing in Manuel. Cleared high in the air. No changes for New York. One change that I can see right now for Charlotte. That is Patrick Ajimon. The youngster has come in as one of the strikers. With possession right now, plays it back for Swiderski. And that is offline. So Ajimon, a goal during the course of the regular season. He is in. Trying to see who came out for Charlotte. They may have dropped Vargas back. Get this to you in a second. Same 11 for New York. Corner played in by Charlotte. Cleared away off the foot of Edelman. Comes back to Vargas. Bronico. His serve across, looking for Malanda. Last touch, that will go out over the end line, and it will be a Red Bull goal kick. If you are just joining us, you have missed maybe the best 45 minutes from New York all season long. Manuel in the 10th, Tolkien in the 26th, Manuel in the 37th. Charlotte with Ajimon Capetti, József Swiderski, Westwood, Bronico. Byrne is in. It looks like Uronen, the player who has come out. Ajimon giving chase. Cornell dropped into the box by Reyes.
Matt, you mentioned no changes relative to the lineup for this Red Bull team, and hopefully there's no changes in the fundamentally in what they're trying to accomplish tactically on this in this second half. What they did in the first half needs to repeat. That high line, that commitment to the first line of pressure, us winning the ball early and often on Charlotte's side of the field, and then having patience in possession.
Ajimon, a big physical presence up top. 22-year-old out of East Hartford, Connecticut. Played with Eastern Connecticut State for a couple of years before transferring up to the University of Rhode Island. This ball served in by Bronico. That is a goal for Charlotte. A bicycle kick for Kerwin Vargas. About 8 yards out. bad job in the defensive 18, Steve, by New York right there.
Yeah, you can see the reaction there by Carlos Cornell. Was not happy that they give up an opportunity like this one where there's really no possession. No commitment to get on the end of this one. Both Sean Nealis and Reyes are there. A little dangerous to some degree in terms of a high kick. But what a goal there by Vargas.
If you thought Charlotte was going away, they're not. Vargas gets the goal to make it 3-1. Just what New York did not want to have happen. Steve, you said Charlotte's going to come out. They're going to go for it the first 15 minutes. And a goal like that gives them life.
You can already see the frustration of Coach Troy Lesesne here in the 50th minute. Pacing the sidelines, not happy to give up a goal in the first 5 minutes of that second half.
Kalina up over the top. Ajaman loses the aerial ball to Reyes. Westwood playing down. Luquinhas in the middle of the field. Can't possess. Juzviak ahead. Ajaman. Privet to his left. Vargas. Played by Duncan. It's become more of a three-man back line here for Charlotte. Malanda, who's on a yellow. Privet to his left. Burn off to the right. Bouncing ball in the defensive half for New York. Nealis a bad clearance. Westwood keeps the pressure on for Charlotte. Burn around Luquinhas. Tolkien will clear in the 51st minute. This is a little ominous way to start this half.
Yeah, this is when it's imperative that your veteran players kind of communicate, make sure that you kind of look past that. I mean, let's be honest, a bad goal to give up in the first 5 minutes and just kind of come together, reorganize yourself, make sure you stay focused in terms of what the end goal is for tonight, and that's just to get through this game, take the win, and move on. It'll be interesting in the next 5-10 minutes how this Red Bull team responds.
It's a throw-in coming for New York. John Tolkien will take it. Far left sideline. Too high for Barlow. Played out by Malanda. And another throw-in coming here for New York. Steve, in terms of managing this game, I think I'm guessing what you would say, which is do not retreat into a shell.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do. I mean, that's what's going to cause us more problems in terms of just a Carolina team, a Charlotte team that's going to be, you know, gaining more confidence as the game goes on in terms of possession. We play our best soccer when we're high line.
Possession here, Charlotte. Defensive half. Ajaman will be a load to deal with in the middle. Open space up for Schwiderski. Tapped in. Top of the 18, cleared away by Tolkien. Kyle Duncan cannot keep it in, and it is a throw-in for Charlotte. Vargas loses it to Duncan. Bad clearance by New York. Schwiderski across the top of the 18. Westwood off the half volley, mishits it. This is not the team we just saw for 45 minutes in the first 7 or 8.
And you can see both staffs up off their bench, one encouraging their players. That would be the Charlotte coach and his staff, and then the other Red Bull staff off their bench and trying to encourage their players to make sure they understand that it's imperative that they stay focused, start playing soccer again.
Ball flicked forward. Manuel, who's been the hero tonight, will play it off of Privet and get a corner for New York.
Kalina's given up 3 goals here, Matt. A little shaky. Not to say that he could have saved any of the goals that were given up on him, But anytime somebody's giving up 3 goals, you got to test them. Keep throwing the ball in the box. Get the big guys running at them and going up for the ball and just see what happens here.
Service coming for Frankie Amaya. Far side corner here for New York. First corner for Red Bull all evening. A good in-swinger. Nobody able to connect with it. Duncan does. Mishits it, deflects around, goes off of Ajaman. Now it's Bronico with a long clearance. Cornell tapping down Tolkien. Ahead for Luquinhas. Had Fernandez open on the right side. Luquinhas had a ball deflected. Amaya will look to his right. Duncan tapping it down. Fernandez inside the 18. Juzviak coming in to help out Privet. Charlotte able to clear space coming forward. Ajaman against Reyes. Now Vargas bumping off.
Matt, I wouldn't be surprised. I know we're only 55 minutes into this game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an earlier than normal substitution. Amir Fernandez, who's been shaken up a little bit since that Toronto game, for maybe like a, I think a Yearwood, just because Yearwood has been a little bit more active. Not to say that he's defensive minded, but he covers some good ground.
Open is Luquinhas left side. Tolkien overlapping. Luquinhas gives it to him. 12 yards out. Barlow scores! Tic-tac-toe. Luquinhas, Tolkien, Barlow. Another back for New York. It's 4 on the board for this Red Bull team. That's just what they needed.
Oh man, just a really good job by Luquinhas to hold the ball, allow that wonderful overlapping run by John Tolkien. And if there's a player here tonight that quote-unquote deserves a goal because of all the hard work he's put up top, Tom Barlow with a great run, staying on side, one-times it in, and gives this Red Bull a well-deserved 4-1 lead. Sniper he is tonight.
You gotta take advantage of opportunities when presented, and New York just did that.
Man, that makes me feel a little bit better, judging from the first 10 minutes or so. He's getting a little worried, a little nervy for this Red Bull team, but you love how they responded to that. Let's give credit to Vargas. That was a great goal.
Ball will roll out for a goal kick. Tom Barlow, the goal, should be 2 assists on that with Luquinhas and Tolkien.
But Matt, that's just a little intangible about Luquinhas' game in terms of, we talk about him dictating pace of play. Man, he gets the ball and he does a good job just taking on that first defender, holding the ball until the very last minute, allowing John Tolkien to make that overlapping run. All John has to do is just one-time it across the box, and man, what a great little run. Great timing there by Tom Barlow to finish that one off.
Capetti can't keep possession. Here's Zettelman playing down Amaya. Manuel was lurking. Amaya went down. We will have a foul back towards the halfway line. Capetti
chirping,
given some not so kind words to Frankie Amaya. Sean Nealis will take his time to put this back in play. Plays a nice ball in the seam for Luquinhas. Trying to hold possession against Byrne. Juzviak comes back and will go off of Luquinhas and out over the end line for a Charlotte goal kick. 59th minute. New York leading 4-1.
Man, when was the last time you saw, in the first half, or any half, 3 goals? DC?
DC?
Well, only game of the season.
Yeah.
We had a 3-goal half. And, I mean, you got to, listen, you got to feel comfortable and confident in knowing that the team can come out, not play its best soccer in the first 10 minutes of the second half, give up a goal, albeit a really good goal, and then respond by putting it again in the back of the net.
Capetti doing battle with Nealis. Goal kick coming for New York. Capetti unhappy with the call.
So there comes a point, and you never truly like to look past games. But if there's going to be a game on Sunday, and we are extremely optimistic that that happens, you got to start thinking about minutes. Knowing that you just played a game on Saturday night or Saturday late afternoon, and then coming here on Wednesday night only to play again, knock on wood, on Sunday in Cincinnati. You got to start thinking about that in some capacity. So what I'm saying is use your sub. I don't like a better way of saying it. Albeit he did have an extra spot on that bench where it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but that's okay. We'll move on.
I tried. I tried for you.
I appreciate that, buddy. Always looking out for me. I appreciate that. 19 there on the field and on the bench. Left one spot open.
Changed the topic really fast.
He did. It wasn't even like,
no, there was no debate.
At least like a couple coaches in the last 10 years would say, "Oh yeah, play with
you a little bit.
Let's play with it a little bit." No.
Manuel, good touch for Fernandez across Luquinhas, wide open. Can he make it? 5.
Oh my
Hits the post and comes back out.
Oh my goodness, poor guy. Oh my goodness.
This is as dangerous as a Red Bull team has looked all season long.
Like I don't know what they ate, how they slept, like what they watched before the game. I don't know what the heck is happening here, but please replicate it.
Do it again.
Please, whatever you said, you did, and I'm including fans, like whatever you guys did in the last 24 hours, please do exactly the same thing if we're fortunate enough to play this game on Sunday. I mean, we've been waiting an entire calendar year for something like this.
That's fair to say. Ajaman heads it in the 18. Nealis pokes it up in the air. Subs coming down for Charlotte. Looks like Scott Arfield, the 34-year-old out of Scotland.
I think I figured it out. I think I figured out the difference. I'll let this play.
Tolkien off to his left for Luquinhas. Drops for Amaya. 63rd minute. New York leads 4-1. Luquinhas lost his footing. Gives it away to Byrne, which will start a 4-on-3 break here for Charlotte. Back through the middle of the field, Świderski. 2 subs set to come on. Brett de Jongere, the 32-year-old out of Belgium. Capetti in for Jóźwiak, bumped by Nealis. So de Jongere and Arfield, 2 veteran guys brought in for Charlotte for playoff-type situations. Not sure this is what Christian Lattanzio had in mind. Ajaman able to body off Reyes. Ajaman inside the 18. Pokes one in for Charlotte. That is Patrick Ajaman just being more physical than New York in the back line. And you don't say that very much because it started with Reyes.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, overcommit himself again, Reyes. And you've got a big center forward that once he's strucking along, it's going to be hard to stop. But Kyle Duncan couldn't do anything. Carlos Coronel couldn't stop it. But you got to ask the question, Reyes, why overcommit there? There's no reason whatsoever why you needed to overcommit on that ball.
We go to the 65th minute.
Not going to make this easy, are we?
No. Why start tonight? A Red Bull team which continues to give Charlotte life. Don't know if they're looking at something here. They must be, because Ishmael Elfath has not put the ball back in play.
I've seen 2 or 3 replays. I don't know what the question is, quite frankly. I don't know if it was a foul on Reyes. Let's see again here.
He's onside.
Well, it's a long ball here, and I'm asking, why does Reyes feel like he needed to get in front of him and commit there? Just stay behind him. I don't see anything.
Enzo Capetti is coming off, and he is not pleased. So is Uzbiak, with Arfield and Diagere both coming on. So 2 changes made for Charlotte, and they bring off 2 pretty good attacking weapons. Goal counts, 4-2 New York, 66th minute. Vargas, bouncing ball. Nealis plays it forward. Bronico swung and missed at it. Played forward again. Reyes heading it down with Ajaman. Giving chase, deflected out by Duncan. Throw in here for Charlotte. Kerwin Vargas to take the throw. Flicks it forward for Scott Arfield. In the middle, this is Swiderski. Played back across.
Oh, if he didn't touch it. That was a goal.
Ajaman missed it. Byrne continuing the pressure. Got to tighten things up here some way. Subs are coming. Here comes Dylan Nealis down and into the game. Vargas dropping off for Arfield. Privet. Back left side, Vargas. He's going to swing one in. Bouncing ball that's tough to deal with. John Tolkien will see it out, and it is a goal kick coming.
Can you call timeouts in soccer?
Yeah, you could go down like Carlos Coronel did 20 minutes into the half.
Wink, 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 wink.
Steve, Dylan Nealis will come in. Is this an extra defender or someone coming out from the back line?
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if they don't go 5 in the back right now, just because of the pressure that they're gaining right now. I think there's a combination or desire to play the way they did in the first 45 minutes, but there's also the realistic expectation of like, oh man, let's not screw this one up. Let's do whatever's necessary to get the heck out of here with a W. I don't know if I want to be around here if we give up that third, though. It's going to be, oof.
68th minute, 23, and stoppage time remaining. Credit Christian Latanzio. Patrick Ajaman coming in has been a game changer for Charlotte. It'll be a foul on Charlotte. Edelman is down. This will, at minimum, allow New York a chance to maybe reset a little bit and say, hey, guys, what are we doing here?
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, you got your captain there, Sean Nealis there. That's a yellow card. Ajaman, you see him first kind of throw Edelman around a little bit. Then ball and foot him in the face.
Omir Fernandez will come out, Dylan Nealis, so one would think that becomes 5 in the back.
That's a good bet. I think you got to think that he just sits right in between Reyes and his brother. No, he's going to ask his brother to scoot on over there to the right a little bit. And then it'll be from left to right, Tolkien, Dylan Nealis, Sean Nealis, Reyes, and then Duncan.
And we say oftentimes 3/5 in the back. This is 5/3 in the back because the emphasis has to be on the 5.
Yep.
Edelman comes out for a moment. We'll go through some injury protocol and looks to be okay. Ball played back in. Dylan Nealis, an immediate header. See when Edelman is called back on. Right now, Red Bull a player short. Bronico in for Ajaman. One back by Reyes. Edelman comes back on. Luquinhas with possession. Flicks on Manuel. A little too much on it. Rolls back to Kalina. 70th minute. Red Bull leading 4-2. Bronico. Dylan Nealis with hands into the back of Swiderski. So a set piece chance here for Charlotte.
Don't like these. Do not like these set piece opportunities. Just soft set piece opportunities for Charlotte.
Westwood, Nathan Byrne, both around it. Westwood will take this. It will be about 45 yards out. Plays it to the back post. Attacking left side. Privet was lurking. Comes back to Vargas. Still in play for Charlotte. Vargas whips one towards the back post. Amaya able to get ahead on it. He's going to try and save the corner. He does. Run back down by Byrne. 20 in stoppage time remaining. In for Swiderski. Tolkien there to defend. Byrne keeps it on for Charlotte. Attacking right side. Westwood for Diagore. Fighting off Tolkien. Back to Westwood. Service in. Nealis heads it. Tolkien trying to get a second clearance. Comes to Arfield, whose ball is blocked by Edelman. Barlow re-wins it. Tolkien plays him forward. Barlow left it for Duncan. Instead, it's Vargas, whose shot is deflected at the top of the 18. Not the time for back heels.
Yeah, a big mistake there by Tom Barlow. The importance of just kind of plain simple, keeping the ball moving, excuse me. That was the theme of that first 45 minutes, and we had a lot of success. I continue to suggest that we try to get the ball to Luquinhas' feet as much as possible as well.
Cornell came out towards the top of the 18. He got tangled up a little bit with his own man in Tolkien. Now he plays it off to the right in the direction of Barlow. From small business to personal checking, Provident, the bank that's committed to you, and it's a commitment you can count on. Provident Bank, the official banking partner of the New York Red Bulls. 4-2 our score. Coming close to the last quarter hour. We go to the 73rd minute with New York leading 4-2 in the wild card round of the MLS playoffs. Red Bull the 8th seed, Charlotte the 9. Winner of this goes to Cincinnati for the first of a best of 3 on Sunday.
How many goals did we get against DC at DC?
5.
Yeah, I like that. I won't be happy unless we do another performance like that.
Ball from Amaya. Off in space, left side, Luquinhas. Taps it down with his right foot. Keeps it on his right foot. Wanted Tolkien on an inside run. Gets knocked down. Sean Nealis deals with it, defensive half. Edelman looks right, plays left, where Luquinhas and Tolkien both are. Tolkien on the line, dropping back to Luquinhas. Dylan Nealis' touch will go all the way back to Cornell. Keep the ball a little bit here, right, Steve?
Yeah, this is. I actually like this a lot. Keep possession, keep the ball moving. Fatigue starts breaking into this Charlotte team defensively. Put a lot of work in there. The game, or at least a specific play, will open itself up. Still think Manuel needs to stay as high as possible.
I actually think, Steve, maybe it's time for a change up top and have fresh legs to run at Charlotte in the back line a little bit.
Yeah, why not? I mean, again, I think you got to think about, minutes. You got to think about trying most likely to use as many subs as possible. I know that you're looking at a game where you want to make sure that nothing crazy happens, especially when you're 4-2 up. But, you know, having a new top, I think I'd probably keep Barlow in just because of, you know, the physicality of what he offers. But maybe put in like a Hurtado or something up top, somebody new.
Vargas with possession. Edelman has it. Vargas wins it back. Top of the 18. Westwood shot off target. And I would say keep Barlow in for another reason. He's bigger and marks better on set pieces, if needed.
Touche. Good point.
You throw in a Hurtado right now and just say, stay up high. Don't make it easy for him to knock it around in the back line.
Yep. And when the opportunity comes for a counterattack or whatever it may be, then, you know, show your strength.
Taking his time to put it back in play. We've got a stoppage here for a second. Sub coming on for Charlotte, but no, that's why the stoppage is taking place. Justin Merrim, the Michigan native, 34-year-old MLS veteran, comes on. Kerwin Vargas will go out.
Was it an orange slice break? We missed.
That was a strange stoppage.
I don't think
right
I've ever
there.
saw that one.
Cornell restarts it. 15 and stoppage time to go. Ajaman botting up Reyes. Played out by Arfield. Throwing ahead, Manuel had it come up on him. We'll get called for a Red Bull handball. Privet allowing players to go forward. Edelman pokes at it before it comes to Merrim. Duncan hits the long clearance. We might be saying that a lot here the next little bit. Long clearance. Better safe than sorry.
Listen, you're going to add a number, you know, in the back, by all means. Totally understand it, but please don't do this in terms of, well, we got a little lucky there in terms of just clearing the ball. Let's have some possession here. Let's feel comfortable and confident that we can, with 15 minutes remaining, still keep some possession. We've got guys like, obviously, Lakinis on the field right now that have no problem whatsoever being a great outlet and engine for this team. You get in trouble when you park the bus. Still plenty of time.
Plenty of time. 77th becoming 78th minute. New York leading 4-2. Kyle Duncan's throwing. Finds the head of Privet. Edelman trying to keep it alive. Edelman taps it down. Reyes now plays it left side of the box. Luquinhas trying to get it against Byrne and does. Tolkien with possession. Playing in for Amaya. A good little touch against Malanda, who's able to get it back for Charlotte. Clear through Westwood. Kept on the defensive half for Charlotte. Edelman ball hunting in the middle of the field. Bronico ahead for Westwood. Good step by Sean Nealis to win possession back.
On.
Here comes Manuel trying to make it three. Manuel! That's three for Manuel. Make it a six-pack against Charlotte in his career. 5-2, New York leads. Have fun in the South Ward, Elias. You deserve it.
Man, you're getting me all excited over there talking about six-packs. If there's anybody that deserves a nice six-pack on me, it's that guy, Manuel. Did exactly what we asked him to do. Stay on that last defender. The line in this case, and again, finds the back of the net with all the confidence in the entire world. Man, you love to see the response. You love to see the confidence. I don't know what is going through the mind of our striker tonight. but amen. Keep bringing it.
Now we go back to that point, Steve, where you're 3 up. Go back into, let's try and get maybe some fresh legs on and get some guys out, right?
Oh, man.
11 in stoppage time remaining.
So good. So good.
Sean Nealis heading it forward. Let's see if there's another move towards the warm-up area where Peter Stroud waits, Drew Yearwood waits, Wiki Carmona waits, Cameron Harper waits, Jorge Hurtado, and Serge Goma. Tolkien puts one from just on the attacking side of midfield off target.
Man, if you're a sub on Red Bull and you're at the end of the south field right now, you're looking over at coach and, come on, coach, man, hook me up.
Tap me
Let
in.
me get in this game. It's going to be wide open. Especially if you're a forward, it's going to be wide open. There's going to be chances. They're going to.
Reyes called for a foul
numbers
on Ajiman. New York has made just the one change tonight. Dylan Nealis on for Omir Fernandez. Privet with possession midfield. Bronico. Merrim down for Arfield. Leads off Andrew Privet. The Charlotte team, their second year in Major League Soccer in the postseason. A Red Bull team, 14 straight years to be one of the teams to advance. Got 4 subs left, Steve, if you want to make them. Almost like to see 3 guys on and just save 1, right?
Yep.
In case you need it for whatever the reason.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing, man. Just do a line rotation. There is quite a few players out there tonight on the Red Bull side that deserve a lot of love in terms of their performance here.
Luquinhas in for Tolkien. Won't get to it before it makes the end line, but it was deflected on its way out, so it's a corner here for New York. Frankie Amaya will go over and take it. Haven't been many of these tonight. Second one for New York. Charlotte has had 2 as well. New York leading 5-2. 82nd minute. Coming back for Duncan. Commits a foul on Merrim.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm also going to be walking a fine line in terms of not making any stupid decisions in terms of picking up yellow cards and how that can factor in. Hopefully us playing in the next couple weeks, or over the next couple weeks. This is beautiful right here.
A win here tonight assures New York of at least 2 more games. Great switch from Tolkien. Off to the right for Barlow. Has Duncan. Down the alley right side. Back in for Barlow. In the 18. Edelman settles under it. Pulls it back out for Frankie Amaya. Checks over his shoulder. Corner of the box left side. Luquinhas. It skips past his foot, but able to keep possession on the attacking side for New York. Down near the corner flag. Dylan Nealis comes to help out for New York. Just keep the ball now. Amaya plays it into a spot. Merrim gets there before Duncan. Frankie Amaya and Bronico do battle for it. Westwood getting around Dylan Nealis and Luquinhas. Spurn, 84th minute. Ajiman, it's a decent step by Reyes. Westwood getting in before Amaya. Arfield off on the left side. Merrim back middle of the field. Swiderski dispossessed. Luquinhas has it. It's Manuel on the break. The man of the match right now. 3 goals on the night.
So if anything, I think I'm going to sub out Manuel just so that he can get a standing ovation. I want to pump up his confidence as much as possible if I'm the coaching staff. Give him big, juicy hugs when he walks off that field too.
Edelman misconnects on a ball with Amaya. Gives Charlotte back the possession. This is the exception to the rule, Steve. It's the most maybe conservative we've seen Troy Lesesne be with substitutions since he took over as the head coach.
Listen, you know, we were talking about it earlier. I don't know what the difference is, or at least I didn't know what the difference is in terms of this performance by Red Bull, but I have an idea, and I'm waiting for this play to finish up.
Merrim, good service in. Off the head of Swiderski. In the 6, grabbed by Cornell. He'll fall down. Peter Stroud, Cameron Harper come down and get jerseys on.
It has to do with an individual that you met earlier tonight, Paul Grafer. Finally comes to the stadium for the first time all season. The legend that is Paul Grafer. He comes to the stadium and magic happens in playoffs when Paul Grafer's here.
Hopefully he's going to travel to Cincinnati. Former teammate of my partners. Duncan gives it away. Privet. Edelman slides in. That will trickle over the end line. Goal kick for Kalina. Teammate ×2. College and here.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like me saying too much about, you know, him unofficially rooting for us because he is Mr. Super like official, league official now guy. But since you're a, you know, MLS apologist and love the league office, you'll give me some.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay. It's good. It's good. We're good.
He's here on official business, and by official business I mean he's rooting for us. Let's be honest.
Charlotte possession. McKenzie gains the 25-year-old out of Austin, Texas. Set to come on for Charlotte. A Charlotte team which will seemingly experience playoff disappointment for the first time in their very young franchise's history. And there will always be changes that will come.
It's good to see a number 5 stepping on the field in the last 4 or 5 minutes right there.
York should get a pretty. Let's see if Manuel's coming out for Harper.
He's got it.
I'd like to think of that.
There
That's
it
a
is.
sub. Frankie Amaya for Peter Stroud. Amaya out, Stroud in, Harper in, Manuel out, and he will get a very deserving standing ovation.
Good job.
Hat trick for Manuel.
That was awesome. I'm happy for him, man.
21-year-old out of Brazil. Has definitely had his ups and downs since coming here to New York. But tonight, you will put in the highlight reel here on loan a year ago. Brought back in the offseason on a permanent deal. Token playing it forward. Edelman. So that's changes 2 and 3 made for New York. Hurtado, Yearwood, Goma, and Carmona still wait. Luquinhas chipping across. Duncan was open on the right side. Run back down by Edelman, who gets run over by Ajaman. Will be a foul. Patrick Ajaman, interesting story. Started at Division III Eastern Connecticut State, transferred to URI, drafted by Charlotte. Steve, his weight is not listed anywhere that I could find. I went to the URI roster last year. It says 185. There is no way he is 185. Now, granted, that's last year in college. He is a bulldozer playing up front.
Yeah, I'm going to say 240.
He's going to be a handful in years to come. Here's Andres Reyes. Switch across for Luquinhas off the restart. Isolated with Byrne. 90th minute. Red Bull up by 3 goals, 5-2. Tolkien, great overlapping run. Tolkien, 4 yards out. Diagonal ball back across. Harper looking for it. Might have come up and hit Harper's hand. Ishmael Elfath allows the play on. It's a Red Bull throw-in.
Definitely give it like Serge Goma or something like that the last minute. Guy's been working his tail off, trying to get back into some playing time, and looks like it's Yearwood that will get that last substitution.
Stoppage time will be 5 minutes. Malanda chipping it up. Steve, I would like that too. And New York does have one more sub.
I think it's Edelman. Look at Edelman kind of
laboring a little bit.
Yeah, he's hurting. I think it's his hip or something.
You would think that would be Yearwood coming on.
Yep.
He could go for Edelman or Luquinhas, but at this point, Edelman seems like he could use the sub a little bit more. Handball on Bronico.
Yeah, stay down there, Edelman. Yep, good decision. They're struggling like that.
This will be a confident team heading to Cincinnati over the weekend.
Well, hopefully it's not an overconfident team. You love seeing this. You love seeing them come out and doing what they do best, that high line, keeping possession, being patient, creating width with our players like Duncan and Tolkien getting forward, capitalizing on opportunities. Manuel did an incredible job tonight, capitalizing on those opportunities. They're going to be playing the Supporters Shield Cincinnati team that obviously is very, very good. But in saying that, this is also a Cincinnati team that we just recently went in there and did a really good job against them.
And played well against them at home twice, once in the Open Cup, Boston PKs, once in the regular season. Hey, a reminder for those listening at Sirius XM-FC channel 157, at some point you will be heading to Kansas City for the 8-9 matchup, San Jose against SKC. Not sure where that switch will take place, whether it will be at the conclusion of our game, which probably it will be, but stick around and listen to how that game goes out. Winner there gets St. Louis, who won the West. Drew Yearwood in, Daniel Edelman out, holding his right side. Manuel in the 10th, Tolkien in the 26th, Manuel in the 37th, Barlow in the 56th, Manuel in the 78th. Edelman, a pair of assists on the night. Luquinhas, a pair of assists on the night. Tolkien, a goal and 2 assists on the night. Kyle Duncan will take a throw, and we are into stoppage time. 5 minutes were shown, might be a little more than that if they factor in Edelman coming out and being tended to. Goal kick coming for Charlotte. Ajaman, midfield. Merrim playing in the middle for Westwood. The Charlotte team knowing that their season will end here tonight. Gaines trying to get around Dylan Nealis. He does. Ball trickling through the box. 3 Charlotte players around it. Nobody can get a touch on it. It's to be a goal kick for Carlos Coronel.
Very fortunate not to give up a goal there. But I guess the easiest way of saying it is just our night. Take them when you get them.
Don't want many opportunities to look like that Sunday.
Especially when you got guys like Vasquez up top. He'll put
Acosta.
that one. Yeah. You got to think Acosta's front runner MVP.
Got to be towards the top, if not the top.
Yep. Good team. Good organization. It's going to be a tough place to play on Sunday.
Hit in the air by Kalina. Rolls in for Coronel. New York 5-2 tonight. 5th minute of stoppage time. The direction of Barlow. Privet. The head ball win. Stroud lays down for Duncan. Red Bull foul. Restarted by Arfield. Westwood gives off to Byrne. Direct ball in for Ajaman. He and Sean Nealis do battle for it, and it will be a foul on Ajaman, grabbing onto the jersey of Sean Nealis. Hopefully not much more. We are into the 6th minute here of stoppage time. Coronel will take this restart. And there it is. Does not have to take the restart. All in all, a pretty dominant performance for Red Bull, who ties their season high in goals with 5. Beat Charlotte 5-2. 3 goals on the night for Elias Manuel. 1 for Barlow. 1 magnificent goal off a set piece from John Tolkien.
Yeah, a lot of positives to take from this 90 minutes. I mean, it's one of the better performances, if not the best performance in 2023. Now we can look forward to Sunday night. Big game against a very good competition in Cincinnati. Just deep, straight through the spine of their team, whether it's Vasquez, whether it's Costa, Miazga back, Hagelin. I mean, this is a really, really good Cincinnati team.
It also assures New York of one more game here at Red Bull Arena. It'll be Sunday in Cincinnati, home November 4th at 7 o'clock here at RBA. Again, that opening round, not the wild card round, the quarterfinal round, is a best of 3.
Best of 3. So, lack of better way of saying it, if you're a fan in the tri-state area, get your tail down.
Come on.
You got a good team.
Drinks on Steve.
A good team.